What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be doing the 2-year review on my Aero metal shed. This is the 10 by 12, and like I said, I've had it for 2 years now. So we're going to go over everything that I dislike about it, everything that's going well and I like that I did. Pretty much just go over everything about the shed and let you know whether or not this shed has been worth it or not. So let's get into it. First things first, just want to say sorry for the delay on the concrete videos. It's been raining for like 10 days straight. Today's the first day in literally like 10 days where it hasn't rained. So that's set me back on all that. Should have the next couple pads done here in the next week or so. I'm gonna try to bang it all out. So this is my shed, guys. If you guys missed the original videos of me building this, I poured the 10 by 12 concrete slab and then used 4-inch block. I did that to raise the height of the shed, so I had plenty of room to walk in here, and even after building this little ceiling and inside stuff, I still have plenty of headroom. I'm going to take a lot of this stuff out of here for you, show you the floor and how all that's held up, because I got a lot of criticism on this concrete job. So this is a custom door that I made. It's all working good still, which brings me to my first little thing is I should have used pressure treated wood for all this. Get into that more in a minute, but this door has swelled a little bit, so it makes closing it touches the bottom just a little bit, so you kind of have to give it a little extra. But for the most part, like if you just go kind of hard, it closes. It's barely touching down there. I added some hinges on the inside just so if anyone ever wanted to try to break in, they can't just unscrew these hinges and take off the door. I have a few extra ones on the inside now. So I got one here, and then one at the very bottom. Okay, let me take some of this stuff out of the inside. I have a little light set up right here with just an extension cord. So let me take out some of this stuff on the inside, and I'll show you all the space I have and how the floor is doing. I have to clean this out anyway, sweep it, and reorganize. All right, got a lot of the stuff out, at least all the stuff that I have sitting on the concrete, so you guys can get a good look at it all. You see how much stuff I took out. Gives you a good idea how much room I have in the shed. So there's a shop vac, a mini fridge, a lawnmower, Tupperware container, big tent, a couple propane, and I still have all this still in my shed. So I've made good use of space, I think. Like right here is my truck bed unloader. I found a spot where it just can hang, just kind of latches on up there, and it just hangs right here. I can still open up these cabinets. These cabinets are from the old garage that was behind the house where I'm currently working on the concrete pad and everything. I decided to save these just because, I mean, they're a little ugly, but they work good. So I got a cabinet there and here. I use this one for just extra, like tarps and stuff. There's some auto things up there. That's an extra master cylinder, brake cable. And here is a winch box, and on these little shelves I have a bunch of miscellaneous like auto stuff, so extra oil, brake fluid, got some gap filler, a bunch of different oils and stuff, mostly up here. There's a coolant right there, brake pads for the truck. This cabinet Has paints and polyurethanes, all that stuff. I gotta take that out before winter because all that will freeze. This piece of 2x4 is screwed down into this framing, and then it's also screwed into this metal frame here. So if you imagine it right here sticking over, it screws down into this little metal frame. It sticks all the way across, all the way around. Did the same thing over here, so you can see like these ones, they screw down into the 2x4, and then they also screw right to this little frame. The 2x4 framing all the way around is connected to the metal shed and it gives it some extra stability. If you look around, I got lots of little screws and stuff where I can hang lots of different things. This is like my tree stuff right here, and I got some like ropes. These are just different harnesses and whatnot. I got some hunting and fishing stuff here. I really like the way I did this weed whacker. I just have one screw right there. So all you gotta do is just take it like right here and hang it on that screw, and then it rests right there, and I got a nice spot up out of the way. Keep that. And over on this side, I got a bunch of homemade shelves I quickly made and just threw into the framing just to put a lot of my stuff. So I got like a chainsaw shelf, got some tools up there, just whatever I needed to put on these shelves. Got an extra table that I threw over in this corner, puts a bunch of Tupperware containers on here, easy access to them. And then I have a little corner for all my axes, mauls, shovels, brooms, whatever. So I got lots of room in here. Really happy with how the inside turned out, and really like this little roof I built too. It's the last little thing because it gives me lots of storage for longer things. So you can see I have a fishing pole here, a couple like recurve bows, there's some fencing material, the beach umbrella, whatever you need that's really long. You have extra room to just kind of shove up here in the little rafters. Let me talk for a minute about the price and the reason why I bought this shed. I needed to get this shed done so that I could build the garage, the project that I'm currently working on. I needed a place that was waterproof and everything, that I could put everything. And at the time, I actually had a little storage unit that was a little bit smaller than this. I think the storage unit that I was using was a 10x10, and I had a ton of stuff in there. I was paying, I think it started out as like $45 a month, but by the time I was done, I think it went up to like $55. Quick math, that's like $650 a year, I think. $650, something like that, $660. So I was spending, let's just use 50 as the number. That's $600 a year that I was spending on a storage unit. So I figured if I could buy a metal shed for a similar price, then in the long run it would pay for itself. We're 2 years in. I would have spent right around probably $1,300, somewhere around there, on the storage unit, and that's about the price that I have into this shed. So I'm right around $1,400, I think, all said and done. Basically, that this shed has paid for itself now that it's been 2 years. Another month or two, and it'll officially be paid for, and then really it'll be saving me money after that. I paid $800, either $800 or $850 for the metal shed itself, and then, you know, a couple hundred for the concrete, and then a couple hundred for, you know, everything else. It all adds up as you go here and there, you know, buying the tap cons and the wood and, you know, the block, doing all that. It just adds up a little bit at a time. I do remember that, you know, pretty much everything, final price was right around 14, which I'm happy with. Maybe right now you could get a better price on a wood one, or if you were to build a wood one all on your own. But at the time, for right around the similar size and kind of what I wanted to do, they were going anywhere between like $2,500 and $5,000. You know, prices fluctuate a lot, but I'm very happy with this shed overall. So in a second here, most of the complaints are with the outside. Go over all the little things that are going to be a problem and have been a problem. All right, so if we close this up here, one thing, I never finished this door, so I should have put a little piece of trim over this gap right here just to keep this from rusting. So I need to do that. And then this is one problem with the metal sheds, is that anywhere where you nick it, it's gonna rust. So I'm gonna have to come over this like with a wire brush or something, get that rust off, and then touch it up with a little bit of eggshell white paint, because that's the color of this. Pretty much have to touch up on that. I would do it like once a year, go over everywhere where there's nicks, because as I'm weed whacking and stuff, sometimes little rocks fly off and hit this. So here's one little example right here, and another one. So anywhere where a little weed whacker or lawnmower is gonna throw stuff and nick this, you're gonna want to come over and touch that up before this rust gets any worse. All right, one thing I forgot to mention, it kind of ties into the outside and inside. I had mentioned a little bit earlier, and that's the wood, but I was getting leaks in here. It's all fixed now. I have absolutely no leaks, but for a while this corner over here was getting water, and it was kind of all sitting over in this corner a little bit. And that's why I said I should have got pressure treated wood from the start and did all this with pressure treated. I'm gonna eventually replace this bottom 2x4 all the way around with a pressure treated 2x4. But water was getting in right here. So there was a seam right here where the metal met this guy, and it's designed so it doesn't leak, but there was still water getting in. So I used some, I believe it's called limestone caulking, and I just hit this all the way around, and I hit this edge just to be safe. And anywhere where there was a seam, I kind of just hit it with some caulking. And same with right here, just to be safe, I hit it all the way around and sealed that. And I haven't gotten any more water in since I did that. So even on this side, even though I didn't think it was leaking, I still just went ahead and sealed this right here. And this is dark bronze caulking, caulked all along here. I did that a few months ago, and I haven't had any water since. I think just a little bit of water was just coming around that edge and seeping down the inside here. I'll get to the concrete in a minute. I got a lot of comments saying that this stump right here is gonna cause me problems and the concrete was gonna crack. And you guys were right and wrong in a way. I definitely had some expansion over the winters, but my concrete has not cracked. I'll get down low here and show you guys. You can look real closely. It's kind of hard to see. Other light. There's definitely no cracks in this concrete. These are lots of broom marks and stuff, but I've looked at this really close, and 2 years have gone by with absolutely no cracks in the concrete at all. But one thing that did happen is, since this pad has moved, over the winter when the ground freezes, it does move a little bit. So I have a nice little crack on both sides in my block right here, and same on this side. You can't see it, you can see it from the outside. So no cracks in the concrete, but let me show you on the outside. It's a real easy fix. I have a nice little crack right here. So if you look at all the concrete, you can look at it wherever you want. There's definitely no cracks in the concrete. This is a really easy fix, by the way. You just chip this out and put some new mortar in. And if it ends up keep coming back again and again, then I have some same color caulking that I could put in there that'll flex. I'll even move these tires just so you guys believe me. All right, so this is the crack from the inside. And you can see here, there's definitely no cracks in the concrete anywhere. This pad is definitely moved, and that caused a little crack on both sides in my block. But like I said, it's a real easy fix. And I do think a little bit of water is coming in through there as well. Just another reason why I want to put pressure treated 2x4s all along the bottom. I'm sure you guys can see some of these blocks are still, or you can see they're a little bit damp. So like back there, there's some right there. Like that bottom block down there is, I believe, below gravel. A couple over here that are damp. So one thing I still would like to do is put some sealant on the outside of those blocks, just to try to prevent a little bit more moisture from getting in. I really don't have a moisture problem, but the more you can keep out, the better. So that's one thing on the to-do list. One thing is pressure treated boards. Two would be sealant on the block. 3 is another upgrade. I want to put some type of small vent in the back just to get a little bit of extra airflow. So whenever I do open up the door like this, I could get, you know, a nice airflow, because it's a little stuffy in here pretty much at all times. The one downside to getting the Aero metal shed, any metal shed like this, is you have to be careful around it. So I'm careful that I don't lean anything heavy on it. Same with the inside. That's why I built it's one of the reasons why I built the wood framing on the inside, just so you could lean lots of heavier things and don't worry about bending this metal. But one day, me and Luna were running around this shed playing, and I slipped and fell, and I dented it a little bit in 2 spots. So that's one thing you got to be careful of with getting a shed like this. Luckily it's in the back where no one can see it. I would have preferred that not to happen. Really not too many complaints about this thing. For the size and the price, it's pretty hard to beat. Let me get my step ladder and I'll show you the last real complaint. All right, so if I get up and show you the roof, this is what we got. But you can see here, if you're by any type of trees or anything, I'm right underneath a pine tree. But these pine needles or leaves or whatever's gonna fall, I'll collect right here at this little edge. So I usually just come up here with a blower and blow it all off. That's just one thing to keep in mind. It's a little annoying that this little edge right here holds all this stuff in there. You gotta kind of keep cleaning it out. If you don't, it's probably gonna rot this away eventually. That definitely is gonna hold moisture. Just as a precaution, I went around every single screw on the roof and put a dab of caulking, just as an extra layer of protection. Make sure this thing never leaks. You can see, look, I missed a couple, but pretty much all of them. This definitely isn't the average Aero metal shed. I did a lot of extra work to this thing to make it a lot nicer. For example, caulking all the screws on the roof and caulking the seams on the outside. Just doing lots of little things to make it a lot nicer. Like all the spray foam, all the inside, and sealing up everything. It would be nice to put some more insulation on here. Spray foam would be, I think, the most ideal, just to give it a little bit of extra structure. So I would like to do that one day still. Realistically, not too many problems. One day I am going to get a stump grinder here and grind that out. So I'm not even sure if that's the whole reason why this pad is moving. A pad like this is going to move in the winter no matter what you do. The ground in PA just fluctuates a lot. So either way, that stump is going to get as much of it out as I can with a stump grinder. But it's fine. It's just sitting there for now. Really, the only maintenance I need to do is fix those couple cracks in the block on both sides. And then, like I said, I have those several upgrades I want to do. Overall, just really happy with this shed. The price, how it's held up. So it's been 2 years already, and to be honest with you, it still looks like brand new from the outside. I got up real close and showed you those couple little nicks where there's rust spots, but I can easily fix that and they're really not that bad at all. So far it's holding up really good. As long as you keep up with it over the years, it should last a really long time. Close the door and give you a quick 360 of the whole building. Here we go, there's the front. There's Luna there standing on her log. Here's the back. See how that seam is? I never caulked it. I should probably do that back here too, just to make sure it's all done. Here's the other side. Call that the right side. So that's going to be my 2-year review on this Aero metal shed. Like I said, in case you missed it in the beginning, this is the 10x12 metal shed. I ended up buying this from Home Depot at the time. Hopefully I covered everything. I'm pretty sure I did. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully this video helps someone who's in the same boat I was and is looking to build a shed and looking for options. So hopefully this can make you make a decision. If you guys did like this video, make sure you drop a big thumbs up down below. I really appreciate it. And if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button down below. I would really like to hit 10,000 subscribers. That's my next big goal. So help me hit that goal, guys. If you guys like the concrete videos, that should be back this week. So stay tuned for that. And yeah, hope you guys have a great day. Peace.